Welcome to Spitbucket. This week, David Lemire from, in this role, La Linea. Welcome to Spitbucket.
Thank you, Ken. Great to be here.
Now, tell us a bit about La Linea.
Well, La Linea is a project that's been going for about 4 years now. And myself, Peter Lesky, and another partner who shall remain nameless, a silent partner, the three of us have been working with Tempranillo from the Adelaide Hills, which Lesky had a fair bit to do with the planting of and encouraged people in the late 90s to plant some Tempranillo. Thought it had some potential, and now he's making wine out of it.
Okay. Just the Tempranillo, that's the full extent of it at the moment?
We muck around with a bit of Riesling as well, but Tempranillo is very much the main game for us.
And a rosé too, don't you?
We do a rosé from Tempranillo, which is a dry, pale rosé.
It's a lovely wine.
It is. Yeah. No, we we don't make a lot. We went up.
Not enough to come on Spitbucket.
Not enough to come on Spitbucket. No, it would just go crazy. Yeah. So no, it's. But we'll get some good rosé out of 2011, so we'll be back into it with that. And
well, that's about all anyone's going to get out of 2011, isn't it? A bit of rosé.
Well, yes. 2011 is pretty tough, yeah, we were talking yesterday. We need to work out some good spin for 2011 because it has been challenging. Never bad, just challenging. We love a challenge, but
well, you'll be very happy this year then.
Oh yes, yes indeed. But Tempranillo, we know it can make terrific red. It also suits, I think, a dry style of rosé pretty well, and that's the sort of stuff that we like to drink. So that's what we do.
2010.
2010 was a really nice mild growing season in Adelaide Hills.
Yep.
So we got good aromatics out of 2010. Both 09 and 10, they're a pair of vintages that are, apart from a heat spike early 09, both 09 and 10 are pretty mild vintage, years.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is the 010.
This is the 10, yep, which we've just released, and we've just got good aromatics out of it, and that's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. And widely released,
Yeah, we're distributed all around Australia. We don't export yet. We're not making a huge amount.
Not sending any back to Spain?
No, not yet. It's a good idea though. We'd love to.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue for us is that the vines are now a couple of different sources, 12, 15 years of age. So they're starting to get some vine age, but we're still trying to make something pretty much medium-bodied, aromatic. Mm-hmm. The oak is all old, no new oak. We don't want to smother it in oaky character.
Yep.
And a wine that's a really good drink. And
recommended retail before we even look at it?
About 27.
About 20. And so I should also say you'll be able to find it at places like Emporium, and thank you to Emporium for allowing us to film here today.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I assume we're supposed to spit on Spitbucket. So.
You can do what you want.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
It's certainly not going to be mistaken for a sort of Barossa Shiraz, is it? It's a much leaner, more elegant sort of style.
Yeah, and I think there's no point, particularly with these emerging varieties, in getting something that's got an interesting personality of its own and then smothering it in oak, or letting the ripeness get out of control so you've got something, at 15% alcohol. We want the variety to express itself. The fact it comes from the Adelaide Hills, which is a cool region, we want to express that. We'll see where it leads.
It's got pretty nifty acidity too, hasn't it?
It does, yeah. It's it can be tricky in the vineyard, so we've really got to be careful with it. And I think as we get more vine age, we get more clones,
how important are clones to Tempranillo?
Oh, I think with everything, the clone we've got is quite reasonable. We haven't been stitched up like the Sangiovese people were, poor buggers who had
Merlot
or Merlot, or and at least we've got the right variety, which always helps, unlike Albarino, so that's always good. So we've got a perfectly decent clone which came out of Davis, but a bit of clonal diversity. I think we'll get better structure.
California for
California, yeah, the University of where the main wine university in California is, UC Davis. But we're lucky because Peter Lesky, from his time at Nepenthe, he knows all the nooks and crannies of the hills.
Yeah.
He knows all the Tempranillo that's grown in the hills, so he's been able to say, yeah, I know this is going to be really good and interesting.
Yeah.
This side will be good for rosé. So we've had, you know, some advantages there.
So this is you said you've been going 4 years now. This is your 4th.
Yep. 07 was the first finish.
Have you looked at 07 recently?
Yep.
How's it looking? They hold up?
They hold up okay, but I think the wines we're making now are going to hold up better because the 07 didn't have that, you know, that sort of acid line that we're getting now.
Okay. So well, that's certainly got that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, freshness and acidity, and we're putting, you know, we've got a site at the southern end of the hills, which is near Meadows, and that, you know, we get our rosé from it. It's always got great aromatics, you know, good acidity, real freshness, and we have a site at the northern end of the hills at Kersbrook, which is warmer, and, you know, blending those two together, you know, we're finding gives us good balance.
Well, you get, I mean, there's everything. There's a bit of dry herbs in there, a bit of floral, a little bit of sort of chocolate, roast meat. It's
yeah, there's a few
lots of things in there.
There are a few things going on, which is really nice.
Now, I should say, Dave, you are one of the more recent MWs in Australia.
Indeed.
Masters of Wine, for those that, you know. Tell people what, you know, has that changed your life?
Well, coming out on the other side of it's changed my life. I don't have to spend my time locked in a room studying, and, you know, but
because they don't give them away. You've got to put a fair bit of work in, haven't you?
You do. You kind of have to, you know, check out of normal life for 5 years, and you know, you need to
drink wine
in rehab afterwards and rejoin the human race. But it's been really good. I mean, it's a you know, serious education. I've learned a hell of a lot along the way. Met some really great people, and you know, I think some people have, you know, a lot of drive to do things and can do things on their own, but I really needed to be pushed into, you know, just to keep tasting and widening my knowledge.
And now you're also a football coach, but I gather you've given up playing after a particularly nasty incident on the field? Yes,
I got 4 broken ribs and a punctured lung last year.
Yeah. He was late for dinner.
Yeah, so my wife and I are still in negotiations about my career this year. So
the season started and you're not yet playing. I think she might have won.
Yeah, that's true. I've handed over the coaching reins as well.
Oh, really?
Well, we won the premiership last year, so I figured we'll quit while we're ahead. But,
congratulations.
But Old Ignatians, we're in good nick.
All right. Well, look, David, thank you so much for coming on Spitbucket.
Cheers, Ken. Thanks for having me.
Any questions you have about La Linea, Tempranillo, the Masters of Wine, the ex-football coach? Send them in. We'll pass them on. And remember, we spit so you don't have to. Cheers.
Cheers.